What you're about to hear is one of the episodes that I normally just keep to my Patreon, but I thought because I'm going to put it out as a video episode as well, I thought I'd release it as a podcast as well for just to try and drum up a bit of interest really for Patreon. So if you want to hear another, at this point, 187 of these, all about different stuff, some of it in a similar vein, some of it maybe a bit more paranoid, some of it might be funnier, some of it might be more boring. But it's on Patreon, patreon.com/worldaroundyou. There'll be a link underneath. Yeah, so, but otherwise, even if you don't want to sign up, listen to this, see if you enjoy it or not, let me know. I'll put a little Q&A underneath or something as well if you're listening on Spotify. Please leave a rating as well on the shows, you know. I'm giving you this for now. You can at least leave me a nice little 5-star rating. Maybe share this in your stories and not share it to a mate. And I'll let you crack on. But I was thinking, wouldn't, you know, like rather than angels being fat, well, no, sorry, I've given it away. Rather than angels being fit, you know, like how you see they're always ripped in that because they fly, and flying would use loads of muscles, and they've got to constantly fucking flap their hands and that, flap their arms and the wings, or, you know, and probably tense the core a lot, giving them, you know, decent abs and that. What if that's a lie spread, you know, maybe by angels, or spread by the fallen angels, because they're vain now that they're on Earth. They've got, you know, emotions, which we'll get into as well. I'll make a note of that. I might do that as another episode. But you got that to look forward to, eh? Emotions aren't real. But what if they're by, you know, they're vain, right? Because they fell to Earth, and now they're expressing themselves, and that because they're able to, because they become devils or demons, which you'll hear about in the Devils episode a little bit, I think, if I remember right. But what if they're actually just fat and hairy, like really fat and hairy, and they're trying to use angels, the big they, in the same way that like scientists, as in scientists. So they're trying to make us believe about aerodynamics, and trying to make us believe about proportions, and you know, make it seem like it makes sense. Like, oh yeah, obviously angels would look like this. They'd have, you know, loads of muscles and be chiseled in the bodies and stuff because they fly, you know, and they fly around and that. But they're monsters, innit? We've learnt that angels are monsters. They're like four-headed chimera, you know, and some of them have one head but 4 faces, and others of them look like fucking, you know, a ring within a ring within a ring. They don't look like fucking people at all if you read the Bible and stuff from the Bible. So it's a load of shit. So who's pushing this to us? Now I think it's scientists. I think scientists are using religion as a means of making us accept science in different ways and beliefs to control our beliefs, because then it's, you know, maybe the rules and laws of tulpas, maybe. Not to say that people believe in angels so angels exist. I've covered this before, saying that, you know, Father Christmas doesn't seem to be knocking about, even though most of the children of the Western world believe in him up until a certain age, unless they've got him chained up somewhere and they're trying to harvest his energy through some form of, like, you know, they've got like what's that called? Is that a scapula, where they put, when you're in hospital, and they put a needle in there or in there. But maybe they're just absorbing stuff, powers from Santa, because these kids believe in him, and the Easter Bunny and that. And maybe to the same extent God and Jesus, you know, and all these others religious figures, you know, and things that people believe in. You know, like kids believe in Superman and Batman to a point as well, don't they? So I mean, if tulpas exist, then they exist somewhere, and they're also chained up, having the life force drained out of them by scientists, like actual scientists, or not scientists. The scientists are the ones that are lying to us about it, not the ones actually doing it. They're conducting, like, I would argue, if you can create a being from the belief of children all around the world, and you can absorb that being's power and use it for your own means and your own ends, then you are a scientist. Like, you're a proper scientist then. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah. So the angels are, the makers believe that they're muscular and that, and that because that makes sense, because birds are muscular, because birds fly. But birds aren't that muscular. Birds are pretty scrawny, innit? So it could go the other way as well. But what if angels are actually just fat, hairy things, like hairy people? Not like the things that they actually are. Like they're supposed to be like hawks and horses and stuff, aren't they? If I remember rightly, and lizards. They're all combined together with man. Bulls. But what if they're just like imagine you was it Stavros Flatley? His body, he's a belly dancer, wasn't he, from Britain's Got Talent, I think, if that's the right fella. Just a fat, hairy, balding bloke, and they're angels. They're like bumblebees, mate. They don't know how bumblebees fly. They say that they deny all laws of physics. That we know of, which proves that we don't know them, and that there's more that we don't know, and there's more stuff we don't understand it. But look at also the decline of bumblebees. There's loads of stuff about the decline of bumblebees. Bumblebees, don't exist as much anymore as what they used to, and they're not knocking about as much. Think about realistically the last time you saw a bunch of bumblebees hanging around. Very rare, innit? You know about wasps. Wasps are there. Wasps make more sense in the scientists' eyes. Scientists as in scientists. I suppose I'm doing this one as a video for you as well. It's the same thing, but you get to watch it, and I don't know if the videos make it better because I am just sort of sat here with my feet up on a table. But normally when I'm going like that, I am doing air quotation marks as well sometimes. But what if that's why there's more and more wasps and other flies, because they make more sense in scientists' eyes, rather than the bumblebee. So now, because people are like, well, bumblebees shouldn't be able to fly because of the laws of physics, so that means less people believe in bumblebees in some way or other because they deny the laws of physics. They defy the laws of physics. I mean, bumblebees might be there going, no more physics, say no to Newton, say no to Newton, maybe, I don't know. But little placards and that fucking hanging around outside, town halls and stuff, outside like rival hives, just being like, you're fucking scum, you're all scum, we don't exist there, like bumblebees, mate, with tinfoil hats on, being like, you're all fucking sheep, you're all sheep. I like the idea of that for a sketch though as well. Just a load of people dressed as sheep in a field, loads of cows in a field, and you animate the faces a bit. They like to make it look like they've got human mouths, and there's just one cow there with a tinfoil hat on, calling all the other cows sheep. You're all sheep. You're all just meat. You're all just meat for the grinder. You're all sheep. I find the idea of that funny. But so we don't believe in the bumblebees being able to fly, which means then we believe less in bumblebees. We trust less in bumblebees, which means there's less bees. That's why there's less bees, because less people believe in them. They're not there. Either that, or the scientists might be, harvesting them all to try and suck their life force, and that because people are like, bees don't exist. Bees shouldn't be able to fly, and loads of people are constantly talking about bees not being it. Imagine how many people a day tell somebody all around the world, maybe not the same people, probably the same people, but telling different people bees shouldn't be able to fly. People love throwing that fact around me, which means these bees are getting power in the eyes of like tulpa law. So maybe they are just harvesting it and keeping the honey, like they make literal honey. So they just take the nectar of the bee, and they're like, this is perfect, mate. We don't even need to, suck the blood out of Father Christmas over here. I'm hoping it's the blood they're sucking out of Father Christmas and the Easter Bunny and that, the Tooth Fairy. And but if they're fat and hairy, that would mean everything we're told about angels is a lie as well. Like, why are they trying to make them look attractive? That's another aspect to it which I've always thought is weird. The idea of angels is like the handsome or beautiful, which seems weird. Like, who's that for? Is that just in case God wants to use an angel again to impregnate women on earth, to have immaculate conceptions, so called, where the angel I think it was the angel Gabriel, the angel Michael, Angel Mitchell? No, it wasn't Angel Mitchell. I'm sure Michael or Gabriel, it was one of the others for Christmas, before 9 months before Christmas. He put one up Mary, slipped one up her, and said it was for God. So what if it's just because of that? So when it does happen, they're like, oh, alright, yeah, because you're an angel. Do you know what I mean? It's just suspicious, isn't it? It's just weird. I forgot I was on camera and I was picking my ear. I apologise to the people watching the video of this. It's probably a horrible thing to say. But yeah, it's a weird thing, isn't it? It's just odd to think that's a possibility we've been lied to. I've just been thinking about that all morning, mate. That these people might be lying to us about the angels and that. I mean, if they are fat and that, it doesn't really change anything, but I just like the idea that they just float around as well, like the wings are just for show. You know, like the ring angels, the seraphim. Was it? I think it's the seraphim. The seraphim were the winged ones, I think. The ringed ones. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember. It's like a year since I recorded them shows and researched them. But I think it was. But still, they just float around. So why couldn't they just be fat, airy angels floating around and that? But anyway, I'll leave you with that. I'll see you in a bit.